And now we have joining us via Zoom to speak on the issue of the NLC president. We have Mr. Peter Ame, a human rights activist and member of NLC. Thank you so much for being a part of the news at this time.
I'm a member of the NTC, NLC, NTC.
All right, thank you so much. So Joe Ajaero was invited and released. Was it wrong to invite him for questioning? Is he suspected of any crime?
It is not wrong for everybody. The law it should always take its course when people are suspected of a crime. But what is wrong is the method and approach that was used by the Nigerian police. It is a method that was designed and quoted in the act of intimidation, in the sense that the letter that was written and put in the public clearly stated that it was being invited for terrorism financing, another act of terrorist sponsorship and participation. So that kind of invitation shows with a process by which the Nigerian police was trying to use the state authority to suppress the activities of the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress. You know, that should not be allowed to take place in a civic and democratic society.
All right, so is it necessary for the organized labor to shut down the country each time their leaders are being called for questioning? Do we still have Mr. Peter there?
And it is to save democracy itself. It's to defend democracy. It's to make sure that democracy is sustainable in the best way and form. Because one of the things that you do to help democracy to thrive is to do what is right at every particular point in time. What has happened? You can see the visit to the Nigerian police today. The Nigerian police have not been able to present evidence to back up the claims that made in public some few weeks ago. They have not been able to back up concrete evidence, and what was said was that he was invited to for what has been said today. Ajaero, the president of if you look at the letter that was used to invite him, the letter that was used to invite him to the place clearly did not even invite him as the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress. The letter just said Joe Ajaero, NLC, Nigerian Labour Congress. There were no specification to say he was the president of. So if you look at the shenanigans and the acting of the Nigerian police, it was a different body language to what they intended to do. If the NLC had no kind of solidarity, the kind of workers, the union that had made them so strong, if an ordinary man on the street could have been labeled a criminal and would have gone in for it. So they must use whatever to defend democratic governance, to promote democracy, and to continue to show that the labors of our heroes past will not be in vain, because workers are the greatest chain in the development of any society. And he has said it clearly that nothing will deter them, nothing will deter the Nigerian Labour Congress from carrying out the statutory function of trying to mobilize, promote, and work in the interest of Nigerian workers.
All right, so lastly, before I let you go, how do you think government should handle issues that relate to labor going forward?
First, the Nigerian workers are the most hit by the inflation that you see today, whether the Nigerian in the organized sector, in the private sector, and the governance area. You can see inflation is about over 40% when it comes to food, 33% on the issue of this. So government must provide all the necessary support to the Nigerian worker to survive, and then government must continue to work in the way that the economy will work for the interest of the Nigerian worker, and then government must operate with them, with the Nigerian Labour Congress, within the confines of the law, and be able to deal with them on a civil manner, in a way that it does not involve the use of state-captured apparatus to suppress the will of the Nigerian worker. So what we are saying today, what has been said today, what has been said clearly in the past, is to say that the Nigerian worker remain the only bet to the promotion of production in this country. And we must, as a people, must continue to look that those who lead this struggle, where their lives will be in danger. Those who lead this struggle, there will be some consequences for their, standing tall to defend the rights of the Nigerian workers. And that's why the union makes us strong, They should must continue to promote protect the general well-being and general welfare of the President of the Nigerian Labour Congress and all other leaders of the Congress that are doing everything possible to make sure that our country return back to a state of productive, engagement for our people, where we'll be able to now leave the consumption area to go into proper production that will keep our economy strong and keep our people happy.
All right, thank you so much for being a part of the news. Thank you so much.